Hey there, let's play some 12-bar blues in G. I'm going to play this through. I'm going to do the progression 3 times. Each pass through I'm going to give a different type of embellishment on the G chord. So some great little tools to have in your belt. They work well anytime you're using a G chord in any song. It doesn't have to be 12-bar blues. So these are some things that you'll be able to throw into your playing immediately. So let me run through it. I'll give it 3 passes, and then we'll break it down step by step on exactly what we're doing. Okay, something like that. Now let's break it down and see what we're doing in there. Okay, so let's take a quick look at what the right hand's doing throughout this piece. We're using a standard shuffle pattern, which sounds a little bit like a heartbeat. Okay, with a slight accent on the downbeat. When we're strumming it, it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, really simple stuff here. Okay, now while the right hand's busy doing that for eternity, let's take a look at what the left hand's doing. Okay, so we're going to start out with the G chord. I'm going to finger that using just my middle finger, pressing down on the 3rd fret of the low E string. I'm going to use this meaty part of the finger to mute the A string. We don't need to hear that. The D, G, and B strings we can let ring out, and with this portion here of my middle finger, I'm muting out that high E string. So there's our G chord. So we'll do that for a down strum and an up strum. The up strum I'm focusing mainly on the middle strings, not so much on that low E string, the G note. So there's our first beat. Down, up. The next beat on the down strum, we're going to put our index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and for the up strum we're going to remove it. Same idea with the 3rd beat, except we're going to use our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string. For the down strum, remove it for the up strum. And then back to the 2nd fret on the D string for the 4th beat. Same as the 2nd beat. Down strum with the index finger on the 2nd fret, up strum with that finger removed. Okay, now the second measure, we're going to be using a C9 chord, or C dominant ninth. And how that's fingered is we're not going to use the low E string at all. We'll start on the A string at the 3rd fret using our middle finger. Our index finger will go on the 2nd fret of the D string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and the pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string. And there's our C9. And the right hand strumming is still going to be the same. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we'll do the first beat, down, up. On the second beat, we're going to release the pressure on all of our left hand fingering to mute them all. So get a percussive sound on that second beat. And then we'll come back with the up strum. So we have down, up, mute, up, down, up. Down, up, mute, up, down, up. Okay? The third measure is the exact same thing as the first measure. Okay, let's take the fourth measure beat by beat. The first beat, we're going to play it the G, mute the A string, and ring finger on the third fret of the D string, and the G and B can ring out, still muting that high E string. And on the down strum, we're going to pull off from the third fret on the D string to the index finger, which is on the second fret of the D string. And on the up strum, we remove the index finger. Down, up, down, up. Down, we're going to put our index finger on the second fret of the A string. And when we come up, we're removing that index finger and getting that meaty part of our middle finger back on the A to mute it. We only want to hear that B note on the A string. So down, up, down, up. Up, down, up. And on that last down strum, we're again going back to the second fret on the D string and releasing it on the up strum. So down, up, down, up, down, up. Progressions. And this is what we've got so far. Now for the fifth and sixth measures, we're going back to that C dominant ninth chord. And if you're having a problem fingering the C9, you could substitute that with your regular old C seventh chord or a C add 9 chord instead of the C dominant ninth. And the only difference is the third fret on the G string. With the dominant ninth, you have that pressed down. The C add 9, you do not. It's just the C, E, G, and the D on the B string. I prefer the dominant ninth. I think it has a fuller, richer sound. So the fifth measure is down, up, mute, up, down. And on that final up strum of the fifth measure, we're going to slide our fingers down one fret to a B9. Okay, so we have mute, up, down, up. And for the sixth measure, start on the C9, down, up, back to the B9 for the down strum, and the C9 for the up strum. Up, down, up. So the fifth and sixth measures, down, up, mute, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, the seventh and eighth measures are back at the G chord. We'll play that the first beat, down, up with the open G chord. Then we'll put our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and on the down strum we'll pull off to the 2nd fret of the D string. On the up strum, the open D string. Okay, and after that open D string, on the next down strum, we're going to put our index finger back on there at the 2nd fret on the down strum, remove it on the up strum. On the 4th down strum, we're going to place our index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, remove it and remute the A string on the up strum. Okay, and then the 8th measure is exactly the same as the 4th measure? The 4th measure. So with the 7th and 8th together. Okay, and then we start to end the progression with the D7th chord. Down, up, percussion sound. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, that's just a D7th going to the C dominant 9th. Down, up, mute, up, down, mute, up, down, up. And then the same as the first measure. And finish it off with the D7th again. Down, up, mute, up, down, up. Okay, the D7th I'm using, I'm fingering it the same as I would if I was doing a C7th in open position. Just moved up 2 frets. Ring fingers on the 5th fret of the A string, middle fingers on the 4th fret of the D string, the pinkies on the 5th fret of the G string, and your index finger is on the 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, so there's the first 12 bars. Okay, so there's the first 12 bars. It looks like I'll have to split this into 2 lessons to cover the embellishments I use on the second 2 passes, measures 13 through 36. So I'll put that out right away so that you don't have to wait for it, and I'll see you there.